What's up, everybody? It's Player 2 hosting for one glorious show of what you've been watching, what you've been playing. As almost always, I'm Player 2, Alina.
Yes.
Joined by Player 1. I forgot what your intro is.
It's fine.
David.
You got yours. Makes me excited.
Sorry. And we just two of us today doing a little back and forth on what we've been into lately. We've been away for a few weeks, so it's time to catch up. Alex and Dallas aren't here, but we'll see them next time, I guess. Gives them more time to let us know what's been going on with them. So, let's get into it.
Okay.
I'm going to start off. What have you been watching, David?
So the last time me and Dallas did this, we talked about some Netflix shows, and I had been watching Glow.
Okay.
Which stands for Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. I said that last time.
Okay. I didn't know that it stood for anything.
Okay.
I did know about the show.
It's based off a true story. Obviously, they take a lot of liberties with it.
I'm sure.
And I think at the time I was around episode 6 or 7 when me and Dallas had talked. So obviously I finished it since then. Really liked it. I wasn't sure if I was going to get into it or not, but it's basically about, these women coming together and starting like an amateur wrestling league that kind of took off and did well and stuff. But it's about the characters, it's about the women, the things they're going through. It's Allison Brie from Community is in it. Mark Maron is the manager of them and stuff. Anyways, I wound up really liking it. Of course, when I talked to Dallas, I was telling her, it was good, she should watch it. And then I think episodes 8 and 9 got all emotional and stuff. Still really good, but it was all of a sudden it got a little less comedic and a little more serious.
Okay.
In a good way, and it deals with some interesting issues. But like I said, overall, I really liked it. I recommend you watch it. Okay. I know Dallas will like it, so she needs to, if she hasn't already, she needs to go check it out. But it's basically like a dramedy, serious but with comedy mixed in there and stuff. So, and I had asked Dallas if the people who did Orange is the New Black were involved, and I couldn't remember. I since checked they are, which probably has that same sort of kind of vibe.
Yeah, I feel like it sounds like an Orange is the New Black sort of.
So it was definitely good, definitely worth checking out. The only other thing that I would feel worth mentioning right now is I also watched Castlevania.
Okay.
On Netflix. That came out. It's the animated sort of retelling of Castlevania 3. And it's only 4 episodes long. I enjoyed it. Especially episodes 2, 3, and 4, where you sort of then focus on the Belmont character and what he's doing.
How long is each episode?
Each episode's just shy of 30 minutes. I think they're 25 minutes or something. Yeah, it's not like a big time commitment. You can blow through it in the same length as a movie or whatever. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, I think you would probably like it. The first episode, it mainly focuses sort of on Dracula and why he's going after this town and everything. But it felt super rushed, like they condensed that story into one episode. It could have been at least 2 episodes, and kind of explained it more and drew it out more, and you might have had more sympathy for Dracula, or at least kind of understood what was going on more. Animation's really good, voice acting's really good. I just forgot the actor's name, but the guy who played the Dwarf King in all the Hobbit movies, he's sort of like the leader of the dwarves. He does the voice for the main character, for Belmont.
Is this in English?
Yes, so it's made. It's a Western made show.
Okay.
It's made by, I forget his name. We had talked about this a long time ago when they had first announced it. But he did some of the stuff. I remember that sort of fan made dark twisted Power Rangers short. He directed that.
Oh, okay. See.
He's done a lot of sort of fan made type takes on different properties, but darker and edgier. He got to do the Castlevania thing. So it's Western made. The animation style, I think, is done by I think it's a Japanese art studio, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'd have to check. But the animation is good. The fight scenes were really good. It has a sort of a stark style to it, but it fits the world of Castlevania. Anyways, like I said, it's only 4 episodes, not a huge time commitment, and it's pretty good.
Do you think that he did a darker twist, or did he stay pretty close to...
So, I think it's pretty close to the story of Castlevania 3. Now, we're talking about an old NES game, so it's not like there was tons of story in that already. Although that was the game where you could actually go and talk to townspeople and stuff. So it basically follows that story. but it's pretty dark. I mean, you see like demons coming and killing people and taking babies.
But that's sort of what
but...
the world of
Yeah.
Castlevania is sort of like anyway,
Yeah.
right? So he didn't like make it extra edgy or extra
not
dark
necessarily.
or...
I mean, like there's a part where he fights a couple guards, and I think he whips one of the guys like eyeballs clean out of his head
Cool.
and stuff like that. Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely like a an adult
Yeah.
cartoon or whatever. And it ended more or less on a cliffhanger, not like what's about to happen, but like what's going to happen next sort of thing in the story. And they already announced that season 2 is happening,
that's cool.
and that it's going to be, I think, 8 episodes. It's going to be double the length. So, like I said, it was good. It didn't blow me away. And like I said, the first episode felt just super rushed. But yeah, I would check it out.
Cool.
So, and that's all I've been watching.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, I did watch the Fantastic Four remake from like 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one of those things I had for HBO. I recorded it and finally watched
Sure.
it.
How's that?
It started off okay, but then the movie just kind of became a mess, and it's like one part it's like a horror movie for 5 minutes. There's like these inconsistencies, and the villain is making people's heads explode at one point, and then when he fights the Fantastic Four, he doesn't make their heads explode.
No heads
it's like
explode.
just decide not to use that on them. His powers are super ill-defined. Everybody's mad at Reed Richards for a long time, and then after they fight the bad guy, then everybody's fine again. I don't know. They didn't focus on... There wasn't enough character... I don't know. It was just... It started off alright, but it just kind of got me. I was bored for a while, actually. I just felt like it was just... For a superhero movie, you should never be bored.
No surprise there.
So... Anyways.
Yeah.
What have you been watching?
So, I was going to say I haven't been watching much, but as I started to think about it, a few things started to pile up. I saw Spider-Man last night.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been able to see any movie recently. I think Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is the last movie I saw. Other than another one, which I will talk about in a second, but it was not a recent release. I really liked it. It was fun, and I liked the Peter Parker. I never saw Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker.
Okay.
So I don't know how to compare him. I only have Tobey Maguire, so...
Right.
So, but it felt good, and I like the way they handled it just because it's like... Probably because it's the third remake of Spider-Man, but just that they... no origin story, just jumping into it, a different take on his friends and Aunt May and all that kind of stuff, and... I love Tony Stark being in it because I love the relationship between Tony and Peter, sort of like mentor-student thing going on and all that kind of stuff. So that's always fun. So I was really excited for that because since I've read the comics, I've been like, win. But
Right.
So I'm hoping for Iron Spider soon. Maybe if there's another Spider-Man movie. Iron Spider, please. That's all I want. I was hoping it would be in Civil War, and then it wasn't.
Right.
Because that's when it's supposed to come out.
Yeah. Because that's basically, it's like an Iron Man type suit Tony makes for Peter Parker, and it's like the orange and red, and it's got like the
the little
spider-looking leg things. Yeah.
I just loved it. I don't know. Anyway, but I liked. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay.
I'm behind. We were hoping to go see Wonder Woman, and then at some point we go see Spider-Man.
Yep.
And just things never came together for us to go see either one.
All right.
But yeah, Guardians was the last thing I saw also. So.
Okay. I liked the villains. The villain was good. It didn't feel like a boring villain or whatever. And I don't know anything about that villain for Spider-Man.
Right.
But,
and that's one thing that I thought was cool is that for the most part, the Spider-Man movies haven't really reused villains except Amazing Spider-Man 2, the last one with Andrew Garfield, brought in the Green Goblin.
Okay.
And other than that, well, and I guess the old ones kept going to the Green Goblin thing because the kid was turning into Green Goblin.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I do like the fact they went with a new villain that we hadn't seen before. They didn't try to bring back Green Goblin or Dr. Octopus or anything like that.
Or they didn't even put in Mary Jane or, Gwen or whatever. Like,
it was like new characters.
It's a new girl.
Okay.
So it was really interesting, and there's a bit of a like, oh my god moment. So that was pretty cool too. So I don't know if anyone else caught on to it. I don't think you would be able to. So I saw that. The other movie I saw was Kiki's Delivery Service. So they're having a special Ghibli film once a month throughout the country. I think like for 2 days. So they were showing it. I saw it because I hadn't seen Kiki's before.
Okay.
I haven't seen. There's a few Ghibli films that I haven't seen. The ones I have seen were like Spirited Away. I've seen Totoro, and I've seen Howl's Moving Castle and Princess Mononoke, which is the first one I ever saw and my favorite.
I think Princess Mononoke was the first one that I saw as well, and I like that one.
Yeah, I love that one.
Was really
but
good.
they're also showing. So they showed Kiki, Miss Totoro, because I didn't know about it, and then they're also going to show Castle in the Sky and Nazca. Neither of those have I seen, so I'm gonna try and check those out next month and then the following month, and then I think they're doing Spirited Away and then Mononoke at the end. No, Spirited Away and then Howl's Moving Castle. I don't know if they're doing Mononoke.
Okay.
But I'd like to see it in theaters again because I think I did see it. I saw it subtitled.
Okay.
I think some theaters were probably doing it dubbed, but I didn't catch it. I just went to the theater that was closest to me and I got the tickets and it was subtitled.
I've only seen one or two like big anime movies in the theater, and they've always been subtitled. I've never seen a dubbed one in the theater, but I'm sure some offer it.
Yeah,
because I know some people prefer it. But
yeah, and I feel like around here, I don't know, maybe dubbed would be, but I went to the Bijou, so usually they play them subtitled or So I liked it. It was really cute. I'm glad that I got to see it, like the big screen and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I had like issues with it just to be nitpicky, like some what do you call it? Continuity kind of things. But one of them was like the cat stops talking like halfway through, and then it never talks again.
Okay.
And you're just like, what? Like, what happened? Apparently, the voice actor died like the middle of it, so I think they just didn't go back to having him talk, which is so sad.
Yeah.
And I think really like takes a toll on the movie because it happens at a point where Kiki's a witch, and there's a point where she like is doubting herself or losing her powers, and then like her cat talks to her because it's her familiar. No one else can really understand it, but then he just starts like meowing one day, and she's like, "Why aren't you talking to me?" And then he never talks to her for the rest of the movie. And you're just like, why didn't he ever talk to her again? It's really sad. So I don't feel like that's super spoilery because it's just like that's just a happenstance of what happened for the movie, and that's just kind of sad. But the rest of it was pretty good. What else have I seen? Okay, so those are the two movies that I've seen. Those are the only movies I've been able to go see. I still need to see Wonder Woman. I want to see Atomic Blonde. I want to see Baby Driver.
Yeah.
I want to see something else that's out. I don't know. I'm sure a few others than that. So I'm trying to get to the movies as much as I can within the next. Probably Wonder Woman is the one I need to see next before that gets. It's probably the dollar movie now. By now, I don't know. Anyway,
it might not be. I mean, it did so well that it's still around. Like when we saw Guardians, it was still in the regular theater. And
I gotta go see the Emoji.
Oh yeah.
I've been hearing a lot of people have been going to go see it,
well,
even though they're like, I hear it's awful. It's got a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's go see the movie. It's like, why? Why are you giving this movie money? Stop.
I guess it's battling it out right now because it came out this weekend, right? It's battling it out with. I just had the name of it. The World War movie that.
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk, yeah. I guess the two of them are like neck and neck right now in the box office. I'm like, you have Dunkirk and the Emoji Movie, but they're battling it out. So
is Dunkirk rated R?
I think so.
That's pretty amazing.
I think. I don't know. I thought it was, but
yeah.
I feel like
it would be
like a
war movie. Like, how do you not make it rated R? Yeah. I don't know. Other than that, I've been watching My Hero Academia, which is an anime. The second season is ongoing, but a lot of my friends were getting into it, so I was like, whatever, I'll check it out.
It's like a bunch of little witches, right?
No, that one's almost like X-Men.
Oh, okay.
/ Tiger and Bunny, if you've ever seen that anime.
What was it?
Tiger and Bunny?
No.
Okay, so it's sort of like the thing where certain humans have powers, and in this world it's called quirks, and they go to school like to be like the kid we follow is Deku, and he's not born with a quirk, even though he wants to be like a hero and all that kind of stuff. Right. So eventually something happens where he gains powers and he gets to go to school. So there's like a hero class, and there's a support class, and there's like a business class. So like this whole different sections, and you follow like this one class of students or whatever so far. The first season is kind of like, meh, it kind of fell pretty flat for me because there's a lot of characters and there's only 12 episodes. And for a shonen series, it's kind of like you need that time to get to know the characters. But the second season picked up pretty well. You kind of have like a tournament game sort of thing. So you're learning more about the powers and the characters, and they introduce a few more. Still getting through the second season, but I'll probably keep watching it. It's
What's it called?
My Hero Academia, or Boku no Hero Academia.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, so I think you'd like it. It's pretty fun. So it's just kind of an easy series. Like, you don't have to think a lot about it. It's just like kind of nice, and it's cute, and it's pretty funny. So I think that's all I've been watching. I've been trying to get through the recent season of Orange is the New Black. So trying to get through that. I think I only have a couple episodes of that. And that's it for what I've been watching. So if you don't have any questions about any of those things, we're going to move on to what you've been playing.
All right.
Go for it.
Okay. So, I was traveling a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was in New York and stuff, but I had my laptop with me. So I talked about this before several months ago. Gremlins on PC. I hadn't played that. I hadn't played that in a while, so I jumped back on, played some matches online. The cool thing, and I've talked about it before, but real quick, it's basically like a board game type game where you use cards to move and perform different actions in the game. And it's a lot of fun. It's addicting. You gotta like those kind of slower games, but it's fun. And you can easily play online with people. There's also single player stuff you can do. But what they've added is basically, and I can't remember if I talked about this before, but they've added loot boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all free. And what it is every time you play a card, you have a small percentage chance of getting a loot box. And there's certain ways you can play multiple cards on one turn. So every time you do that, it increases the chances of you getting a loot box.
Okay.
So sometimes when I play now, I'm trying to think of ways that I can play like 3 or 4 cards in one turn to get me, some loot boxes or whatever. And basically, all you're unlocking are emotes, text messages, because there's no way in this game to directly talk to people unless it's like you're playing with friends and you're all on Skype or something. So there's a menu you can bring up, and you'll have like a little speech bubble that comes out of your character's head on the left side. Mm-hmm. So you can unlock new things to say. You can unlock funny emoji things that they look like the little gremlins, but they do like they'll stick their hands in there, and do things, or they'll laugh and just all sorts of different stuff. You can also unlock new icons for the lobbies, just different. It's all cosmetic stuff, and it's a lot of fun to try to collect them. And they do seasons, so there's special items during the summer, special items during the winter, that sort of thing. So
they're catching on to the Overwatch.
Yeah, and they do tournaments where you can get special items that are only available while you play in a tournament and stuff like that. Everybody's getting in on it, but most of their stuff. Like I said, it's all cosmetics, so you don't have to really worry about it. You don't have to buy these loot boxes
unless
or anything.
You really want to.
Yeah. So
I like that at least.
Yeah.
Like, one, it doesn't affect your gameplay and put you over or under anyone else.
Right.
And 2, it's like only if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of nice, but a lot of people go for that. So.
And I didn't realize they'd done that, and I was playing a game and I clicked on like the inventory button, and all of a sudden there was a treasure chest there, and I was like, "Oh,
what is this?
What is going on?" So, but it was fun. Anyways, and it's not an expensive game. I think it's normally $15. You can usually find it on sale, of course, on Steam, for half off and stuff. So, and then when I got back in town, I've played Injustice 2. Not as much Tekken 7. I did play that some, but Injustice 2, I'm a little more addicted to. The Metaverse, which is their big, besides the story mode, is like their big single player offering, where it rotates and there's different planets that appear from all the different like multiverse universes of DC, right? Mm-hmm. And they'll have challenges, and sometimes they'll be available for a few hours, sometimes for like several days, things like that. And that's where you can it's a good way to unlock stuff. That's where you can get a lot of loot boxes. They'll also have character specific ones that'll happen. So like I played one with Black Canary where it's about beating these different missions. Like I've always got Black Canary specific items and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it gets addicting because I really like the customization in Injustice 2. There's a lot of neat things you can do. Some characters more so than others. If a character is armor, there's a good chance you're going to have a lot of cool stuff, lots of cool masks and helmets. Mm-hmm. If it's more like Black Canary, I've played a lot with, it's small. Like, I've gotten, 5 different masks, but you can barely tell because they're just slightly different shapes.
Right.
Sometimes if you get a jacket, that'll be a bigger change or whatever. But you can unlock different colors and all that. And also, if anybody's played, not everybody knows this, but in the multiverse, there's one little planet down in the corner. It's always there. And if you play through it with a character on any of the little challenge modes, you get like a bonus ending for that character. Like separate from story mode, it's 2D images with maybe some slight movement in them, but it's like basically it'd be like, what if Catwoman was actually the one that defeated Brainiac? What would happen to her? Or if Black Canary's the one, or instead of being, I guess it was either Batman or Superman that beats Brainiac. I forget in the story, but anyways, it's just like a bonus little ending for every single character in the game, whether they were in the story mode or not.
That's pretty cool.
So I always like that. So I still haven't played Injustice online. I've played it with some friends online, but I still haven't gone online and tried my hand at anything ranked. Injustice is a technical game, and I feel like I want to get a little bit better before I start jumping online. It's it's about the same people who did Mortal Kombat, and I played Mortal Kombat online a ton. So at some point I'll do it, and then I'll just be doing that a lot. Like Tekken 7 I've played online quite a bit, and so far I'm winning more than I'm losing. As my rank goes up, I'm sure I'll get into tougher people, but yeah, there's just always like that first, I don't know if I want to play online, but then once you finally do, you get into it and you're good. So and then the only other thing I've been playing is Overwatch. Okay. And of course the big thing with Overwatch,
Doomfist.
Yeah, Doomfist has come out, and I think it's this way in PC, but I know on the consoles he's not available yet in ranked.
Oh, okay.
He's only available in like arcade modes and stuff like that.
There's a delay, so he will be available this season, but not until.
I feel like they did the same thing with Orisa, where she came out. You could play her in non-ranked, but in ranked she still wasn't available. And I think they do that sometimes so that either people aren't getting mad that they don't get to use the new character and quit a ranked match. Or you have somebody that has never used the character and just is like getting killed left and right because they don't know what they're doing yet. What I did was in arcade mode they added a 6v6 mode where it's just 6 Doomfists versus 6 Doomfists.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. That's a good way to mess around
because you can watch what other people do and you're learning them and stuff. Of course, no one gets to use the ultimate because everybody's dead before the ultimate charges. Basically, it's like putting a fighting game character into Overwatch. He has like a shotgun thing on his fist that does some damage. But his main attacks are a charging fist, a rising uppercut, where he would literally say, in like the African accent, I think it's like, rising uppercut. And then he has like a smash move.
I'm noticing he does that, and it's like, I feel like nobody else announces their... It just seemed out of place when I was playing, and I heard him, and I was like, what?
It's because he's a fighting game character, and they have to say their moves.
I guess so.
Yeah, most of the characters only call out their ultimates. They don't call out like
and even then they don't say like the name of it. It's like they'll say
fire in the hole.
Something like that. It's not like but he says like rip tire ready to roll or whatever.
Sometimes
like, but that's like it's not like
Yeah.
They say it, but it's more in a phrase instead of just like
calling out the move.
Yeah. Which I think, it just feels weird.
I guess. I mean, like I said, I think of him as a fighting game character, and fighting game characters all yell out their moves for some reason. It'll be interesting to see how he plays in an actual... Because I've only played ranked or arcade mode. I haven't tried, I don't know if he's available in player matches. Yeah. Okay. So I haven't tried him
as far as PC.
Regular team setting goes. I should just play some player matches just to check him out. But he's interesting. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see once people learn him.
He freezes pretty good.
He freezes? What do you mean? Oh, with May?
So, that's good for me.
He's interesting. I didn't quite figure out how to use that smash move effectively. But
I haven't touched him at all. Like I said, I played 2 matches.
Right.
So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he evolves into in team situations, who he's good teaming. I could see a May freeze everyone, and then he could do his ult down, hit everybody and stuff. So
takes some coordination.
But like I said, besides a little Tekken, that's pretty much all I've been playing. Like I said, I was out of town, so I haven't had a ton of time to play. But I was trying to make up for it this week. So I'm getting my rank up in Overwatch.
Yeah, what are you at now?
I'm still gold, but I'm getting closer and closer to platinum. Every day, every night, I go up and down, but I usually end my season rank a little higher.
That's good.
And then a little higher.
Matt's right here at gold, trying to get it.
Oh, trying to get gold,
He's still in silver. He's been at probably since he started like 1940 something, like he just can't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so hard for him. I feel so bad. He's just like, I just want gold before the end of the season.
Well, my friend and I, who were both gold and we were playing together, we had won and lost just right. That our season ranks were exactly the same.
Nice.
So then we won like 4 in a row last night. So our season ranks were just matching each other. I did play one more after she got off and won again because I was so close to a loot box. The problem was we won too fast, so my XP was like, whoosh, and then I was like this close, and I'm like, I gotta go to bed. I can't keep playing this. But anyway, so that's pretty much it for me.
Okay, for me, Persona 5. That's pretty much all I have been playing because I'm just trying to get through it. I haven't been focusing on doing like any cosplay, and San Japan's coming up, and Matt's been distracted, so he's like, August, we're hiding this game, and we're not going to play it until we're done with this cosplay. So I'm like, you're right, let's do that. So I'm kind of on board with him, and I want to like support / motivate myself to do something other than sit on the couch and play Persona 5. So I'm just like, all right, okay, August 1st, like, here we go. I am right at the end of that game, though, and I'm just like, maybe I can hide it after I finish the game because I think I'm on the last palace. I have 97 hours in this game. How many hours? Did you beat it already?
Nope. I know I didn't mention it at all. I haven't played it since I got back in town, and it's one of those things, one of these nights when nobody's on Overwatch or anything, I'm going to sit down and get back into it. I think I'm still right in the middle of the 5th palace. Okay. That's where I had saved. I was in the 5th palace, which is the one with all the robots and stuff.
I hate that palace.
It's very puzzle oriented, like figuring out how to go from point to point.
It's sort of puzzle. It's just tedious. Oriented.
But
everybody hates that one.
But so I need to get back into the swing of it because I know once I get back into it, that's all I'm going to want to play and finish.
You almost immediately jump into the next one. Okay. They do give you some time, but it's like.
Well, I've done it. I've gone into it pretty early compared to my deadline, so I'll have a week and a half to do more social stuff.
So what I've been doing is like prepping for a week or so, and then going in, doing the infiltration, just get as far as I can.
Yeah.
Hopefully to the treasure, and then jumping out and.
That's pretty much what I do.
Doing some stuff, yeah. Because it's like you have to take 2 days at least to do the palace.
Well, and I made sure. I don't know. You probably already have this by now, but I made sure before going into the 5th palace. I made you can get the lockpick that never breaks.
I haven't gotten to do that yet.
Oh.
I didn't have enough aluminum sheets or whatever.
So there's certain characters, and you can find them in mementos. And so that's what I did. I went into mementos, and I kept making sure to kill them.
That's what I should have done.
Because you can't negotiate with them. You have to kill them to get them to drop those items. So I made sure every time I would fight that character type, I would just do the ultimate attack or whatever it was. Kill them and get the items.
Have you gotten rank 10 with anybody yet?
Yeah, a couple people.
Who?
Well, I know maybe just one actually at this point. Ryuji.
Oh, okay.
Because I've had him the longest.
You've been able to get him? I can't get him to rank 10. Did it take you a while to get from 9 to 10?
Yes. There was a point.
I'm so frustrated.
There was a point where but I want to say it was a little earlier, like 7 or 8. I had to wait a while before I could do the next thing with him or something. Oh, and then I think I maxed out the teacher.
Okay. She's great.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I maxed her out.
I love those massages.
And I might have maxed out the doctor.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like maybe those 3. But I haven't maxed out anybody else that's in combat with me besides Ryuji. Although that may not be true either. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks since I've played.
I definitely have not maxed out. Okay, so I've maxed out the doctor first.
Okay.
And then I got Mishima was one of them. I've maxed him out. Like it's pretty early because I was just like, hey, I want that XP for everyone. That helps a lot. Yeah. And then the teacher. And I'm at 9 with Ryuji. I can't get to 10. And then 9 at Sojiro, the shopkeeper, the boss.
Oh, right.
And I think those are my highest. Other than that, I have random other people. And
I think I have On at like 7 or 8. Like she's pretty high. But you not like On?
I don't like On. I don't like Ryuji. Like I liked him at first, and then pretty early he just started to annoy the hell out of me. And like a lot of my friends like Ryuji, so I'm sorry. I don't like him.
For me, I didn't like him at first, but I feel like I liked him as it's gone on.
See, I didn't like Yusuke at first, but now I love Yusuke.
Yusuke's the art kid, right? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I liked him already.
He cracks me up.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
Him.
Yeah.
And I love Makoto, so she's fine. And then there's a couple other party members. And they're okay too, but I haven't really, like, endeared myself to them.
Right.
And, I have the twins at 9.
See, I got stuck on them. I have them at, like, 3.
Oh, really?
And it's because I never gave them the Matador with the right spell, and I just never bothered to go back and create a Matador that would have the spell.
I just look at fusion lists.
Okay. See, because
I'm just like, I'm never going to figure it out on my own. I'm going to have to buy and rebuy and just so I was
hoping to get
a
card so I could just graft that spell to my Matador, but I've never gotten that spell.
No. And most of them you're not going to. Like the special moves that you need are inherited skills. So you have to level a persona to a certain level, and then you get that skill, and then you pass it to whatever. So it is a bit of work. There are a couple I'm just like, okay, like I bought them and I was ready, and then it was just like, neither of you have this skill yet. It's like sitting there in next skill, and I'm just like, guess it's time to go level you up. So I've had to do that a few times. But yeah, I'm at 9 with them. I'm trying to get my last one, but I think I just don't have the required levels for me to make them. I'm at 9 with Igor. I'm at 9 with Morgana. Kind of like some of the story ones that take you there on their own, they don't really count to me, I guess. I think I have an idea who the villain is, but I don't know for sure. There's kind of like a one-line thing that was like, don't tell me, but we'll see. I'm almost there. Other than that, I'm trying to think what else about that game.
Yeah, you're making me want to go back and play it.
I know. I'm still enjoying the battle system. Like, I think I haven't played a lot of Personas, but so far it's like the best that I've played. And it just flows really smoothly, and there's fun things to do. And if you get the arcade kid, I don't know if you've gotten him yet.
No.
Okay,
I think
he gives you
I've
so
run
many
into him and talked to him, but he's not an option for me. I think right before I went to the dungeon, I did something where they told me I could go talk to that kid to do stuff, but I haven't done it yet.
He gives you some good gun moves, and I like them a lot. Also, Hifumi gives you some great stuff if you haven't talked to her.
She's the
Shogo
player, right? Yeah. I started talking to her. It took me a little bit because I had to get my charm up a level or something. But she seems to give you good like battle tactics.
She gives you so much good stuff. Okay. Oh my god, I'm so glad for her ranks so many times. Yes, thank you, Hifumi.
I also like when all of a sudden I'm dying and then the hacker girl will all of a sudden throw you like a bunch of healing stuff and you're like, sweet.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's good. But the story is so slow. That's dragging
Well,
on
I feel
me.
like it goes like this. And then all of a sudden there's a ton of story and then it slows down.
Even ton of story, I feel like I've heard that I feel like it's like
I think
they
you
just
mentioned
tell
this
you
before.
about it, right?
They kind of repeat things just in different ways and stuff.
And I thought maybe because I used to go like first night, I'd go to the palace and just like take care of business, and then I thought maybe that would help, but it's just like all leading up to it. It's like, when are we going to the palace? We're going to the palace today. We're going to the palace today. We're going to the palace today. No, we're not going to the palace today. Leave me alone. We're going when I'm ready. Right. I'll let you know.
We're going to go hang out at the mall.
Don't call me. I'll call you.
Right.
And then it's like you go, and then they're like, oh, I wonder when it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Is it going to happen yet? It's just like, oh my god. I just wish that.
So you could pull out the calendar. See this date? This is when things are going to happen.
This is when you can talk to me again.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise, only contact me if you want to hang out. Stop talking to me.
Right.
So that gets annoying. Yeah, that's the frustrating part of it, is like some of the story, and it's just like, I don't care, and I don't like half of you, so
so far I like all the characters, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. And turned me off when it was like that. I think I talked about it, that one social link where she goes and she meets that model.
Oh, right.
And she's like, I don't know, I don't do anything. And it's just like, never talking to you again. Like, she stayed there, and I never went back to go hang out with her.
Well, she is a little corny sometimes, where she'll, like, try something, and it'll be bad at it, and then she'll be like, no, I'm going to be a movie star, and then she drops that, and she's like, I'm going to be a good model again, and all that. It's just, I don't know. Yeah.
It's like, okay, Anne, get back with me when you figure it out, or something. Yeah, I don't know. I'm having some issues, but I'm enjoying the game at the same time. Yeah. So I like all the extra. I'm liking all the extra other social links. So I like the doctor story. I like teacher story. I'm liking the kids, and then there's the weapon dealer. He's pretty cool, and like the fortune teller. I hang out with her.
So I still haven't really done anything with her.
I like her because she helps you like get more money, or if you need social stats to go up, like your charm or whatever, then you can like talk to her to get a reading, and then whatever you do that day will increase whatever stuff you get.
Gotcha.
So I'm at a point where I've read all the books, so it's like I've been getting a lot of times in class or on the bus or the train or whatever, and it's like, you can read something, and I'm like, I don't need any of these. I'm maxed out on all my stats, and I don't want to do this.
Right.
Morgana's like, sure, that was a great way to waste your time. And I was like, yeah, that was sure was a waste of time, Morgana. Anyway.
I like playing the video games you can buy. It's like I'm playing a character playing video games in a video game. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
I only just started playing it because I need guts. That's the last thing I need, and that's the only thing I've really been able to
I've been using them to get the ones I need.
Yeah. Oh, there is one other thing I've been playing. So I picked up Pyre.
Oh, yeah.
Because I did the demo at RTX. And that was really fun. So Matt and I got it like a couple of days after it came out. Still really good, although I've pretty much only played what they had at the demo plus an extra stage or whatever. That's really fun, and it's just beautiful. Like, those guys that make those games are just really...
is it Super Giant Games? Is it the same people that did like Bastion
and Transistor?
Transistor,
yeah. So Matt's a big fan of those. So
they have a cool style.
Yeah, I like it a lot. And they have a co-op mode. For the battles, because it's sort of like it's almost like a little basketball kind of game or whatever. So it was fun to play against him, even though I lost all 3 matches that I played with him. But I guess it's sort of spoiler because it gives you the whole like cast of characters that I guess you will get at some point or like play against at some point. So it's sort of like, oh, now I know, but I mean, you don't know anything about them, but it's fun just to kind of like pick some of them and be like, I don't know what I'm doing, because everyone is really different as far as move set and all that kind of stuff.
Did you get it on PS4 or PC?
Not PC. So we had the controller, and we're just playing with the controller. Okay. But yeah, it's been fun. So like I can play on the controller, and he can play on the keyboard. So it's like kind of couch co-op-y and stuff like that. So It's been fun. I want to get back into that, but like I said, I'm like trying to get through Persona. I want to play Persona so I can start Kingdom Hearts, but I think I want to play Pyre before I start Kingdom Hearts, so I'm like kind of like...
Yeah, I always feel, especially with JRPGs, you need like a palate cleanser. Even if you're a big fan, play something short and quicker or whatever between the next big RPG. Yeah. So.
And I haven't been able to play RPGs like this in a very long time, like maybe high school, so maybe a little bit after that, but I feel like I haven't been able to dedicate this kind of time. So it's like really nice to be able to be like, hey, I'm going to play Nier for 80 hours, and I'm going to play Persona for 100 plus hours, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm getting through games for once in my life. Like, it's really cool.
I just have, and it surprised me, and this was a few episodes ago, when Alex said he put in, like 80 hours, and he had beaten the game, and he did almost, like, everything. And he put in less than 100 hours. Last time I checked, mine is at, like, 136.
How?
Now, mine, I don't know. Now, I have a really bad habit. With most games, I can hit pause and walk away. But a lot of RPGs, you bring up the menu, and that pauses it, but the timer's still going. And especially having a little baby or whatever, so I can try to play it for a little bit during his nap, but then he wakes up, and I'm like, well, I'll play later when he goes to bed. So I just open the menu, so then it's like it runs for like 5 hours there. And then it's like, so...
That's what I don't know. Saying.
I don't know how accurate my time is.
Yeah, that's true for me too, because I'll have my phone and I'll be like, pause, and so it's sort of like those few minutes add on. I'm probably actually at somewhere like maybe 85 or something like that. Take off a good chunk of like me messing around and not doing anything. And yeah, I don't know, but I mean, still a lot of time.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
So we'll see. Hopefully, I'll keep this streak of finishing my games. That would be great. I would love that. Yeah. So there's just a lot of games still right now that I'm catching up on, and it's like I want to do all of them.
And there's a lot more coming out.
Yeah. Anyway, is there anything else you want to touch on?
I think that's it for this week.
Hopefully I'll be done with Persona by the time.
We'll get back in. Hopefully I'll jump back into it.
Yeah, do it. Let's all finish, and then let's all have a big spoilery Persona 5 cast.
A special episode.
Yes, I would love that.
Yeah, we should do it.
Okay. All right. That's it for what you've been watching, what you've been playing today. Thank you for joining us. Let us know what you've been watching and playing in the comments, and we'll check you next time. See ya!
Bye.